What's up, guys? I'm going to break down the number one rule you can implement today that will help you lose 10 to 20 pounds, regardless of your crazy schedule, regardless of being stuck on the go, or maybe not having enough time and energy to dedicate to your health and fitness. And for some of you who are maybe new to my world, or maybe don't know who I am just yet, my name is Tyler Jones, and I was a former sports sales executive for about a year in the NFL. And I remember when I first started working in sports, and pretty much during most of my time in sports, I was always stuck in this all or nothing mentality, or this black and white way of thinking. If I wasn't banging out, 130 plus calls a day, then I didn't want that promotion as bad as I did. Or, if I wasn't working out 5-6 days a week, and I could only make 2 or 3, then I really didn't care about my health as much. And this mentality and this black and white way of thinking put so much pressure and so much stress on me, that made me just go overwhelming amount of hours in my career, having a bunch of stress, having a bunch of anxiety that I didn't even have before I entered the world of sports. And it drove me down a dark path where, I had no energy. I had gained 30 pounds in a 4 to 5 month span. And I was just super unhappy with myself and the way my life was going. And I couldn't even, I felt a shell of myself, to be honest. I couldn't even show up the best I possibly could for, my relationships, my friends, the other things I wanted to do outside of my career. And it was all because of this black and white thinking. And even when, I was trying to get back on my, fitness and lose that same 30 pounds of stubborn fat, I was, again, in this all or nothing way mentality. I just have to eat clean, eat grilled chicken, rice, and salads or vegetables in Tupperware 7 days a week, and I'll get there. And most times it only lasted about a week or two, because we all know in the world of sports sales, it's impossible to always eat clean 24/7 just due to the schedule, the hours, and being stuck on the go at times, and obviously game days, right? But it wasn't until I, stumbled upon this rule with the help of coaches, doing my own research, that I was able to implement this rule into my life, and I was able to actually drop that same 30 pounds that I had originally gained. I brought balance back into my life, so I had a lot of less stress, a lot of anxiety. I actually applied this rule to my personal life as well, and just what I wanted from a fulfillment perspective, so that way I didn't run myself into the ground and burn out. I know David Goggins. I love David Goggins, but he's always about being all in and doing everything to perfection. And for most people that doesn't work. For most people in the world of sports sales, that just doesn't work, because again, just the amount of pressure that you're putting on yourself and the perfection that you're chasing, you make yourself too hard on yourself to even make any type of mistake. And that's the same thing when you're going after, losing, shedding fat, that we just try to be working out 5 or 6 days a week, eating clean 24/7. So that's why I'm super excited to share with you guys this rule, because it was super impactful in my life. It's been super impactful in my clients' lives as well that are in the world of sports, and how they're doubling their sales, making more money, having relationships now in their life that are thriving, even welcoming in loved ones, spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends, all that stuff. And it's just been an amazing pleasure to see them living a fulfilled life and kind of having the best of both worlds. So I want you guys to have the same without just eating salads. So take out a note pen. Make sure to get this rule down, because it will be super helpful for you on your fitness journey. So the number one rule is called the 80-20 rule. And before I jump into that rule again, guys, the biggest mistake I see with sports sales executives, the biggest mistake they make is, again, being only eating clean and being stuck in this all or nothing mentality of trying to get to their goals. And by eating clean, that requires you to not eat out, cut out alcohol, cut out going out with friends, because again, there will be the temptation. And again, it's just not sustainable, right? It's not something you could do for the long term, because a lot of our favorite foods are attached to our favorite memories. A lot of, going out, we want to build these lifelong bonds with people we care about. And if we can't, go out and have fun, then we can't do those things as well. It's kind of like, again, if your boss told you that you had to work eat clean 7 days a week, you've had to, dial the phone 6-7 days a week nonstop, and just be in this place of perfection and just not make any mistakes and just grind all the time, eventually you're going to burn out, because it's not sustainable, right? It's like if they took away your weekends, or if you had to do double the output in a 5-day span that someone would normally do in a 2-week span, right? Like, it's just not sustainable and it's not enjoyable. And again, that's where the black and white thinking comes into play. If I can't, have X, then I just might as well not do it at all. Or if I want X, if I want to lose the body fat and all that stuff, then I need to go all in and do all these things, right? It's either on one side of the extreme. And again, that is why most people burn out and they end up giving up on their goals entirely, or not even feeling like they have the time or the energy to sustain it because they're doing too much too soon. And again, here is the rule, guys. So this comes again to your nutrition, but again, you can apply it to everything else in your life, right? So let's just say, for example, and again, the 80-20 rule is all around flexible dieting. So the first step is to, again, get the right amount of calories and right proportions of food that your body needs from your current position, currently where you're at, in order to get your goals, right? So if you want to lose like 15, 20, 30 pounds of stubborn fat, you got to understand and get that number of what that will be based off of, your height, your weight, your activity level, your lifestyle. Again, I do this for my clients all the time, always making adjustments, because you can't have the same amount of calories at each stage in the journey. You need new numbers. But again, I couldn't do it on here because it would take too much time. It involves a lot of different formulas. But again, you got to get the right amount of calories for your body type, your proportions, and your goals, right? And then once you have that number, then you break down the 80-20 rule, right? So let's just say, for example, you eat 3 meals per day, and that equals about 21 meals per week. 80% of that 21 meals is 17 clean, healthy meals. 20% of the 21 is 4 meals and have fun. And if you want to, accelerate your fat loss a little bit faster, you can do like a 90-10 rule, which is like, again, 90% are eat clean, and then the last 10 are have fun, right? The last 10% is have fun. And that way, again, you have a balance, right? You're not just relying on one cheat meal a week, or not eating, having fun at all throughout the week. And when you have this rule, now you actually have a little bit more flexibility in the sense of, if, again, it's not about eating clean, it's about eating the right amount of calories. And that way you can still have your favorite snacks or your ice cream and whatever, as long as it falls within the calorie range, guys. I've had clients eat ice cream every single day and still lose weight and still lose body fat and build muscle, all because they had this number and then they followed the 80-20 rule where they weren't depriving themselves. And the same thing goes for this rule, guys. Once you have this number, you don't need to wait to the weekends to have fun. You don't need to wait to the weekends to go have Chipotle or Chick-fil-A or your favorite meal. You can have that sprinkled throughout the week, as long as 17 meals are clean if you're having 3 meals per day, and then 4 meals are just have fun and live it up. So again, that's a big thing I actually explain to my clients, is to spread it out throughout the week, so that way when the weekend comes, they don't feel like they've deprived themselves for 5 straight days and now they need to go balls to the wall, because that typically is what happens. So again, if you're someone who likes Chipotle, get Chipotle on your second day at work, or grab Chick-fil-A on Thursday and then go out with the spouse or the friends for a dinner, or go out to the bar on a Saturday, right? And you're still falling in those 3 to 4 meals of having fun and still maintaining the rest, clean meals throughout the rest of those times and filling those spaces, guys. So again, I hope this was super helpful for you, just to see the 80-20 rule. Again, you can apply it to anything in life, of, again, just making sure you have that balance, and that way you're not like on one side of the extreme. It will alleviate a lot of stress and anxiety and that desire to be perfect, and it will also let you have fun throughout the journey, especially with health and fitness, guys. So again, if you ever have any questions, feel free, or need any support, or maybe if you're struggling with losing stubborn fat and you want to implement the 80-20 rule, along with getting on the right routine and what that may look like for your lifestyle while you're in the world of sports sales, feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn or Instagram. Shoot me a DM. We can chat and see if we want to hop on a free coaching call, take a deeper dive, and see if we'd be a potential fit to work together. And feel free, I'm also going to drop a calorie calculator in the bio below, along with a nutrition plan, the exact nutrition plan I've used to actually lose body fat and weight over the years, the same thing my clients use as well, so you can kind of get a baseline of what a flexible diet lifestyle can look like. But until I see you guys next, have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Peace.